Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. I am Louise and today I'm going to be doing a show and tell video. So I'm going to be showing you what I've been working on over the last couple of weeks. Most of these things I'll be showing you, we're also going to be teaching as workshops. So if you are local to us, all of our workshops are now on the website for April, May and June, so you can head there and have a look. But for the rest of you, I'm going to be showing you lots of different projects I've been working on. So I've got some crochet projects, some sewing projects and some quilting projects. So stay tuned for them and you can see what I've been working on over the last few weeks. And for those of you wondering, I am feeling better. My last video I had COVID, so I'm still pretty tired, still got a bit of brain fog, but we're getting there. As always, if you enjoy our content, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell and you'll be one of the first to find out when we post a new video every week. I really struggle to find time to actually craft. I know that sounds like a really strange thing considering it's kind of my job, but because I am running the business not completely on my own, but I do all of the admin work, the ordering, the sales, the marketing, the merchandising, the accounts, all of the things. I do it all myself, so finding the time to put aside to justify spending on crafting is really difficult. Now we do our social stitch every Thursday, but I'm normally pretty busy during that, sort of making drinks and chatting and serving customers and things like that. So it's not always the most productive 2 hours of the week. So when it comes time to scheduling classes, it gives me a great excuse to make lots of new projects, test them out, see if they work before I teach them to you guys. And it makes me allocate the time and I don't feel guilty for spending time creating because I'm doing it for you. I've got quite a few fun things to show you. Some of them you'll have seen in different stages as I've been going along, and some of them are brand new. I'm going to go and grab them and we'll get started. Okay, so the first quilt I want to show you is one that I made actually quite a while ago now, but it's really popular. I've made it in so many different colours and I teach it as a one-day beginners quilting class. It's really straightforward, it's very simple, but it teaches you accurate cutting, how to get your points together, how to back a quilt a quilt, that made sense, and bind it as well. This one I made in purple. I love this colour. It's sometimes quite difficult to find purple fabrics and good purple fabrics, but this one is really popular and perfect for anybody who can literally sew a straight line, or a vaguely straight line, let's be honest. I am also working at getting these into some sort of downloadable PDF, so you can do them from home if you're not near us, but that is an ongoing process, so maybe don't wait for that, but just be aware that they are coming. I've also been making some bunting here in the UK. The Jubilee is coming up in June and a lot of you always ask me about bunting. Now our fabric that is Union Jack related, most of it sold out almost immediately. I've got a little bit left of this one, hang on, but maybe like a metre. So I don't think that's going to be around for very long, especially now I've told all of you guys that we've got some here. So I made this bunting this week, so rather than needing a Jubilee print, I have gone with just red, white, blue flags and then this really cool gingham bias binding across the top. I really like it, it's so simple, anyone can do it. Bunting is never going out of fashion and it's also a really good one that you can make in any colours. Bunting, it's so versatile, you can do it in different sizes, different prints, as gifts, for your garden, for your house, at Christmas, all the things. Bunting is so popular and I think it might even be around forever. And the other good thing is, when you're making bunting and you use directional prints, you end up with half of them upside down. So the good thing about using a plain colour is you absolutely maximise the number of flags that you get from each cut. So the next quilt I want to show you, I made last week actually for my new baby niece. I am very excited that she's here, but she came early and although I had 9 months to make the quilt, obviously I made it 2 days after she arrived. Of course I did. This quilt I forgot to take photos of before I gifted it to her because I was just so excited, but her lovely mama has sent me some photos to use, so I'm going to put that just here. It was a safari print. They've done a jungle themed nursery, so this is going to look really cute in there. Wanted real gender neutral colours, just completely bright, really fun, and they've also got some giraffes in there, which is why there's quite a lot of giraffe. I also backed it with fleece rather than putting wadding and backing on, partly because I had a piece of leftover fleece and I like to work to the fabric that I have rather than always cutting brand new, because although I own a shop, I'm still a crafter and I'm still pretty tight when it comes to fabric, so I like to use up what I've got, and my stash is getting a little bit ridiculous. But I also did it because I wanted this blanket to be able to be used as a playmat, in the garden, to tuck into the buggy or the stroller, into the car seat, you know, to it be just a general thing that you can use everywhere all the time, and it's really, really snuggly. And it also washes really well, and when you've got a tiny little bubba, that's exactly what you need. So the class that I taught when I came back from having COVID, like my second day back, making almost no sense whatsoever, was macrame or macrame, because I have some friends in the States and I've been saying macrame and they're not sure what I'm talking about. I showed you them in my COVID video, but I made some plant hangers. But I also have this wall hanging, which I absolutely love. It's got lots of the different techniques in, so everything you'll be learning. So during the class you make a plant hanger, I give you the bits to make a keyring, and then you'll make a wall hanging, or at least start one as well. So I've really enjoyed doing macrame again, and I'll definitely be doing more in the future, but I need to branch out a little bit because there's only so many plant hangers you can have. I have also been doing quite a lot of crochet at the moment. I mentioned before I am testing a jumper pattern that looks like this for Katie Ree, who is a crochet designer in Australia, so I'm nearly there with that. Last time I showed you I'd done about this much at the bottom. Now, as you can see, I have done most of the body and the contrast colour at the top. I'm currently working on the back, so that's why we're getting this shaping. Because I'm testing out the 3XL size, every round is taking me a really long time. I'm working with like 344 stitches round, I think. So yeah, it's taking me time. I'm getting there slowly, but I need to get it done really. So that'll probably be my project for the weekend. Once I have finished this project, I will be ripping it out and making it again in the size that I need. So the good thing about having made the bigger size first is I've now measured the jumper as it is and put it on and put it around me so that I can see where it fits, and then I can measure that, and then I know what size I need to make. So I'm very excited to have one that I'll actually be wearing afterwards. So stay tuned, because once I finish this jumper, I'll then be making it all over again. Also, I've been doing quite a lot of amigurumi. So this is a technique of crochet where you work in rounds, so you make 3D things. So this little chick is one that I've taught quite a few times before, and I'm teaching it again this weekend, and it's part of our 4-week crochet class. So basically, if you've never done crochet before, you can come. We teach you the stitches, we teach you how to do granny squares, and then you can do this little chick as well. So he's very cute. He doesn't actually have a name, but these amigurumi animals are so quick. This probably took me like a couple of hours, if that. So when you're working on a big project like the jumper, it is nice to have little projects that you can dip in and out of, so that you don't get too bored just doing like the same stitch all the time with a big jumper or with a blanket. I find that sometimes with a blanket is I get halfway through it and I just get a bit bored. So it's these amigurumi animals are a great way to break up your time, and he's just so cute. I have also been making quite a lot of tote bags. Now these have always been popular as classes. I had 8 birthdays in 11 days. So these bags really, really good for gifting. One of them is lined and one of them isn't lined, and you can make them all the different shapes that you need. You can make them exactly to the size of the gift that you have, or you can use them as shopping bags. But these are really, really good, and always really, really popular when we teach them as a class. We're not doing that as a class on its own this time, but we are doing a 4-week learn to sew class. So you learn about your sewing machine, you make the tote bags, and you also make these cushion covers. I'm hoping to also get you to make these fabric bowls as well, but obviously it depends how quickly everybody picks things up, and we might even get onto a bit of bunting. So it's going to be very much led by the people on the class to see how much we can get through, but these projects are really, really good beginners projects, and again I'm hoping to do them as digital downloads in the future. Also, I have nothing to show you for this class that's coming up, but I just wanted to mention it on here. I get asked all the time about putting colours together, and people always say to me, oh, I'm rubbish at colour, so they even buy a fat quarter bundle, or they ask me to put some colours together for them. But I am doing a coordinating colours class, which isn't easy to say. I did just before we went into the first lockdown, and it was really, really, really popular. It's an hour-and-a-half class, and I basically talk you through the colour wheel, putting colours together, why certain colours work, why they don't, and then you get to pick a fat quarter that you can then take home with you. But while we're in the class, I'll be showing you how to put that fabric that you like with other fabrics that we have here, not to buy, just so you can have a look at all the colours and see why one red might work but another red might not. A lot of you have been asking for it, and it is coming. Right, I think that's all I have to tell you this week. Oh, I forgot a project. I'm also working on a quilt for my other baby niece, who is coming in a few months. In my Shop With Me at Sewing Days video that I did a little while ago, which I'll tag up here, I picked up loads of prints with unicorns and flowers and things. So I have been doing that quilt. I will show you it now. It's not finished because this baby isn't coming until June. So I've got a bit of time because it's currently the middle of April, but probably just gonna make it the week the baby's born again. But so far I'm really, really happy with it. I've been doing a lot of on point quilts, so having them as diamonds rather than squares, just to mix it up a bit. I have been doing a lot of crafting recently, which is good because it's just such a nice distraction from the world. There's a lot going on in the entire world. There's a lot going on in my world. It's very, very busy, but allocating time to craft is so important for all of our mental health. We all use it as a bit of us time, so I hope you guys are also creating. Let me know in the comments down below what you've been working on and if there are any of my projects that you want to see in a bit more detail. Okay, that is actually it this time, I promise. As always, if you enjoy our content, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, because you'll be one of the first people to find out when we post a new video every week. Also, I'm doing stock take this week and I have to count every single thing in the entire shop, like unroll every piece of fabric and roll it back up again, so keep me in your thoughts. I hope you have a great week and I will see you next Friday for another video. Have a good day, guys.